Hello, this is Tom Zawistowski, president of the We the People Convention, and this is the first time I've reached out to Tea Party leaders and group members since before the holiday, and I want to wish all of you a very happy New Year. From this point going forward, every email I send will include a video. And the reason for that is because many people are telling me that they are now, quote-unquote, reading emails on their phone. Well, reading one of my emails on your phone is no easy task. So we have to do something to make that easier for you to do. So every email going forward will have a video so that you can listen to the audio, watch the video, or read the email if you have a computer and you have enough screen space to do so that hopefully we can communicate better going forward. I'm writing to you today about something that's been on my mind and on my heart over the holiday, and really has been exacerbated by recent events and really just thinking through where we are in our movement and where we've got to go. After watching the movie American Sniper, one cannot help but understand the true cost of freedom. We've been through a lot in 5 years, but we haven't been through that, have we? You have to understand by watching that movie that courage and power are necessary to defeat those who wish to impose their will on free people. I had to ask myself if I had the courage of Chris Kyle, and was I willing to use force to impose my will on those who are trying to impose their will on me, right? Just like the insurgents, the Iraqis, the terrorists, Islamic terrorists try to impose their will on Iraq and Afghanistan and on the world and on us. We have people trying to impose their will on us. So now I've got to ask you, if you have that courage, if you have that will. It is my belief that we are rapidly coming to a point in our history where our movement can no longer work within the system, because the system simply doesn't exist, in my opinion, at least not for the 90% of us who are really nothing but indentured servants to the ruling elite. While we are in the majority and we have power, economic, political, physical, mental, moral, logical power, to date, we have not been willing to use our power to take control of what is rightfully ours, to take back our right to be governed by our representatives as provided for in the U.S. and state constitutions. Clearly right now we have no representation at all, as was demonstrated by the vote on the Omnibus and the U.S. Speaker, Boehner's re-election, and basically on every other important bill. While 70% of the people say they don't want it, they still vote for it. I don't call that representation. I'm sure you don't either. I believe that it is inevitable that we will have to impose the force of our will on those who are now imposing their will on us, which is the ruling government class. That's who's doing it. The birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King served as a stark reminder to me of what Black Americans had to do under his leadership to force an oppressive government to give them the rights that they were guaranteed in the Constitution. I believe that we will have to do the same in the near future to reclaim our constitutional rights. Therefore, I must ask you some questions, not just for my information, but for your information as well. If our movement decided to take peaceful actions like Dr. Martin Luther King did in his successful efforts to gain freedom, voting rights, and equal opportunity for blacks, would you be willing to do the same thing? Below this video is a link to a survey. Simple survey, 9 questions. I ask you to please click on that link and answer the 9 questions so I can have a better understanding of where you're at, where you're willing, what you're willing to do, how much you're willing to sacrifice to basically protect our liberty and freedom. Thanks for listening to this video or reading the email, whichever you chose to do, and we'll look forward to talking again in the near future. Have a good day.